It's album review club time on Straight Loud Entertainment. Catch it live on Straight Loud Entertainment, YouTube. Hey, get tapped in. We got another classic today.
Hey, what up?
Hey, you got it right today.
Hell yeah. Until everything doesn't work. Shout out to Instagram Live, being one of the greatest live promotional things I've ever seen.
Shout out Instagram Live for always being live.
Man,
Dude,
we,
we got
we don't be having that many problems.
most of my problems are literally whenever someone else new joins into the chat, it actually, my phone does not update its who's coming in. So it just shows me and you. Cheddar doesn't even show up in.
Oh man.
Also, but should have joined, I heard your voice. Huh?
I almost ain't had my little drink today.
Hell yeah.
I would say we waiting on Fuller to get up in here, but he had to take care of something real fast.
He'll be arriving shortly at some point.
So 40, you ain't gonna understand this reference, but what we gonna do? Cheddar, you there?
Yeah.
All right. What we gonna do? We about to call up Tommy, right? We about to call up Tommy, like the gun. Tommy like the gun, and we gonna hit him with the code word. He gonna pull up with a free limo,
free entry to anywhere we want to go.
All you gotta do is buy a drink and hold it.
That drink it's got to be $15 or more. It's got to be a $20 drink. You just got to hold it.
What is this from Las Vegas?
As long as you hold it, you can say no all night.
You can say no to whatever people asking you for all night. You can say no. You just have to have a $20 drink in your hand.
That's it.
What is this from?
But you getting in for free, and you gonna get a limo ride there for free.
I don't even trust this place now. It doesn't even sound. That's like when we went to Charlotte that one time, and we all were trying to figure out which club to go to, and then the bouncer saw us just trying to figure things out. He's like, "Hey, y'all can get in here. it's pretty bumping over here." And then we just saw people walking out, and we're like, "Is it?" And they're like, "Nah."
There's actually nothing going on there. That's why we left.
Oh man, the deception. How was your Vegas trip?
It was crazy. Lit. I'm telling you, man. We saw a bunch of people flipping and doing gymnastics stuff, man. We saw a giant baby, man. It was crazy, man. I seen a member of the Jabberwockies in the street, man.
Yo, hey,
Grandpa Jabberwocky.
Hey, you gotta send me that one too.
I
forgot.
Yeah. He did some sort of kind of backwards walking that may have been moonwalking. I don't know.
It was like a mix of the moonwalk and the Running Man.
And then he's like for cartwheels.
Heck yeah, he did.
Was it just I was like this at at night or something, or was it during the day?
During the day. Listen, I'll tell you what. For $5, I guess maybe you get what you pay for.
I mean, sometimes the value ain't always there.
I gotta tell them this one. Hey, for those of you that don't know, if y'all been watching the show, if y'all been tapped in, all that type of stuff, y'all know that Cheddar is the chillest one up here. He the chillest one out the group, right? The chillest one. In my whole life, I probably seen him get aggravated probably maybe a good 6 times. And I've known him since 5th grade, bro. We was in the drive-through at White Castle, boy. I damn near thought Cheddar about to jump through the window. I know. And I was in Vegas, so my it wasn't all there. If you feel what I'm saying, man, like they had nothing he wanted. Got to the window, the person in the window, the person in the window came up sarcastic, like straight up trying to have an issue. Trying to have an issue. And Cheddar was just as chill as could be. And they kept pushing the issue.
They kept trying to incite me. I don't know. I'm chilling.
They kept
They kept trying to
trying
incite
to
me, man.
push the issue. And then like I leaned over, I was like, yo, we ain't got our drink. They're like, did you pay for it? What? did we
We went
pay
through a
for it?
whole thing about a whole second order. Trying to order a second order,
Bro,
two orders. First of all,
no
don't let me
lie.
get two orders. I can only get one per car. Went through a whole thing talking about the second order, and
No
when we get
lie.
to the window, they're like, did you make a second order?" I was like, "We went through it. I asked you if I could put lettuce on my burger. You got mad at me for asking about lettuce.
Yeah.
What we talking about here?"
Bruh, they had no minutes. So then when that shit started happening, they stood in the window, look at Cheddar dead straight. The face was like, who's a
They hit me with with that
Muhammad?
Diddy meme, where Diddy is standing
He's
that man
a
on stage, and they looking back and
Muhammad.
forth at each other.
Cheddar was like, what did you say? He was like, King Sumlum Samle. What's that even mean? They like,
They was legit trying to put like they're like, "Hey, well, I don't know if you're from the wrong side of town or you just got a pea brain, but you can't get lettuce on burgers at White Castle." I was like, "Pea brains? Yeah, you got a really really small pea brain." And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna let that go." And like, oh, really?
hey,
No, King Solomon, King Wednesday." And I'm like, What? What are we talking about here?" That's what it was. I'm telling
Did
you,
you
man.
wait? Hold on. I only caught the tail end of this tale. Did you insult an African god?
They try. They try to throw some voodoo on me or something. I don't understand what was going on. I don't know. All I know is I'm never eating White Castle again.
Hold
On
on, hold
top of
on, hold
that,
on.
White Castle, bro.
Hold on.
Harold and Kumar
Wait.
lied. What the hell? White Castle's nothing but trash from a freezer. What the hell?
All right,
Harold Kumar lied to me.
in their defense, White Castle is trash. However,
I'm saying Harold and Kumar went there three times,
also
or maybe
gotta say
once.
this.
I don't know.
Hold on. Hey, calm down.
bruh,
It's over. It's gone. Also gotta say this. Not only is White Castle trash,
Trash.
but voodoo don't work on Africans anyway.
all right.
You activated my
But
trap card.
but like that joint had me crying. But we ended up walking away with four burgers. And somehow all our drinks were done.
Wait. Was it little mini
Yeah,
burgers?
and tiny sliders, if you want to call it a
Two
slider,
bite burgers.
with some.
Hey
I don't
man,
even
White Cat.
think it was burger meat. I think it was
White Cat.
ham.
Wait, hold on. Just so we're covering all our bases.
But
White Castle's trash, and also In-N-Out is trash. In-N-Out is complete garbage. I don't even
I would say
know.
complete garbage.
In and out is
Their
better
fries are trash.
white
The burgers are alright.
though.
In-N-Out is Wendy's if it had no seasoning. Like it's Wendy's if it has no seasoning.
Wendy's be doing too much sometimes.
I know, but I'd rather you do too much than buy. No, wait, than not have enough, and then there be no options to have more. It's like, hey man, these fries have no salt on them. It's like, yeah, we don't put salt on them. It's like,
I
can
mean,
I have a salt packet? We don't have salt packets.
I'll take a slice of meat
See, the
for
problem
a decent.
is, Flo, you got to order your thing with animal style, bro. You gotta get it animal style. You gotta use the secret menu codes or code words and whatnot. Then your burger's fire. You gotta use
And
secret
you
menus.
I'll be honest with you. Now, as me and Steven keep getting older, I ain't got time for all that shit, bro.
Oh, whoa, shoot, hey, that animal style was hitting. hey, hey, hey,
Shout out Charles Gambino. They put me on that one, man.
Hey, before we get started, I just
hey,
gotta
hey,
ask real fast. I
hey,
gotta ask real fast.
it was hitting so much they had to pull Kofi to the side at TSA.
They try to rob me for my burgers, man.
Damn.
They tried. They
Man.
tried.
Oh, but let's be real. Chad, it's not your first time getting pulled over by TSA. You're a six more black man named Kofi with dreads. You might as well just go directly to TSA.
They search my hair about every other time.
Hey, so as you get here, they're like, hey, we got somebody coming down here, man. Want to pull?
You say your name is Kofi. Are you sure it's not Ahmad? It's like, what? Like, what do you mean?
But yeah, I mean, shoot. This week we had the recession. So before we get started, everybody, whatever y'all sipping on, hey,
Gee.
Hey, I had a fire bobo while we was down there too.
Yeah, man.
I just don't
Man, hey man, don't let Cheddar like rob us of like
oh
our originality.
I'm,
He's trying to
no.
I'm
he's
gonna convert y'all
he
one by one.
wait. Cheddar's a macho nigga now. He's a macho
Not
nigga.
yet. Not yet. Still just voting.
I felt too vulnerable while I was drinking it, so I don't know if I'm
Wait,
drinking.
I just remember the last. No, wait, I just remember the last time I was in North Carolina. And Cheddar was like, we were randomly driving someplace, and Cheddar was like, "Yeah, man, before I go back and change, I gotta make a quick stop." And he pulls over to like this place, and I'm just like, "What's he searching for?" It's like we're driving around this complex. It's a
Oh.
boba. It was a boba shop. Like this man went on an actual adventure to find a boba shop. It's like, enough. It's
Hey,
not even that good, and it's weird. I don't want to chew my drink.
I got you.
It's just like shoot. Every time I get pause, every time I get one of those little tilapia balls, through the straw, I'm always just like, gay.
Hey, you can get one of those popping ones so it busts in your mouth.
Oh, oh, man.
But
oh,
no, but no.
wait. But
That's a
if
good
I
do
say
on the play.
pause, it's Jared being childish. You know what? Yeah, Chad is like, you know what I like best? The ones that burst in your mouth.
It's like the episode of The Office where they told Michael stop doing those inappropriate jokes, and they're like, "Oh man, you always left me satisfied." That's what you
man.
get.
All right, so and this is
But anyway,
exactly
go ahead.
doing none of this. Toast to the people, man. And
Cheers. Thanks for coming out, everybody, to watch us talk about the recession.
man, okay,
Huh? The real one or the one that
Watch us talk
remember?
about Vegas for 20 minutes
Oh,
and then talk about the recession.
let's, let's, let's talk about how this might affect you and your family.
We are
We're
approaching
talking
another
about,
recession.
and let's be clear, we're talking about the album.
well,
Maybe
right,
don't work.
right now we're gonna talk about the tale of the tape. It's the Recession by Young Jeezy, dropped on September 2008. It's the fifth studio album by Pastor Young himself. It debuted at number one on the top 200. They will sell it 260K first week, and eventually it went platinum. So yeah, that's a quick the Recession right there.
What were the singles?
Oh yeah, the singles. You right. It had Put On, Vacation, Crazy World, My President, and Who That?
Yeah.
Nigga, we that.
I got, I got a quick question. This might be a cheddar. This might be a cheddar bomb. When did Young Jeezy become Jeezy? Like what
When?
album? Like at what point did he
It
go like, you know what?
was
It was
I
like
ain't young no more.
2001,
It,
like
no, no,
2000,
no, 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 no.
2001.
oh,
It was later than that. It was. I think it was the polo outfit one, the one with the polo outfit. Church in the Streets. I think because that's when he's trying to be more mature. He's like, I dropped the young. I'm be more mature. I think it
oh,
was Church in the Streets.
oh no, it came somewhere after when he was named the Pyrex Kid, aka Young Army. That's a recession bar. Come on now.
But it was definitely late because it was around the time he was like, I'm on my more mature stuff now. I'm not young anymore. I might have even been after Church in these Streets. It was way late in
Mm.
the game, relatively
Oh, I
recently,
thought
which pissed me off.
you guys were talking about the original Jeezy name.
Oh no,
You're
yeah,
talking about
when
when
he
he
changed, he changed from Lil J to
yeah,
Jeezy, Young
yeah.
Jeezy, back in like 2001. Yeah, that's right. But like
Okay, but
he
if it's
dropped
like
the
Young
young.
Jeezy, no.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. I just, it's always, I don't know. We don't have like a lot of like artists that have
2010 by
consistent
the way. It
name
was
changes.
2010.
You know, it's rare to have an artist that has like different like you know like like Son Goku and then regular Goku then Goku Super Saiyan. You
Yeah, well, it's all the same to me.
know.
So yeah,
But
it was it was about 2010 when he was working on Hustle's Ambition.
Okay, thank you.
When was Church in these Streets?
Damn. Also,
Oh
it's
yeah,
been once he started changing up his style. Okay.
yeah.
well, to kind of put this in perspective for right watching, of course. Um, for the group, I guess for as long as we've known each other, I guess you could possibly say the Recession might be a cult classic if you was part of like our little area. Because we are, well, except for Justin, who
Yep. Not me. Thank you. Thank you. Spoiler alert.
But I know for sure that Cheddar has listened to this a lot. I know Fuller has listened to it a lot. I've listened to it with both of them a lot. So, I just want to start with you, 40. Tell us what you know about like outside of, because we already did Chopper Die 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you, kind of for you is like on the outside looking in, because we be having we be having some deep Jeezy talks. Like we can break down mixtapes, albums, songs, verses, hook.
Just
To put it
so
into
we're clear.
perspective,
Just so we're clear. Jeezy's top 5 dead or alive. I don't know why he doesn't get mentioned with like rappers. Every time people name like their favorite rappers of all time, or even the most talented rappers of all time, no one ever brings up Jeezy. But if you've done enough listening to Jeezy or just deep dives into his music, especially during the 2000s, Jeezy was one of the more lyrical ones. It was just drug talk. For some reason, coke rappers don't get a lot of shine when it comes to like being lyricists, but like Benny the Butcher, Pusha T, technically Biggie was a coke rapper for a very long time, until he died. Anyway, but wait.
What
But as I was saying, but it's just
you
like Jeezy's
coconut?
top 5. Long story short, Jeezy's top 5 dead or alive, and he's better than. He's also more prolific. Like Jeezy, as we get older, we gotta start looking at this in like perspective. Jeezy's been in the game for like 25 years. Like he really is OG now. So you should just be kind of OG. Now he really is old Jeezy.
So, but outside all that, so how are you feeling about Jeezy after hearing TM 101 in this? How do you feel like
Has your
listening to?
perspective
Yeah,
changed, or are you still kind of like, he's all right?
I'll say it like this, right? The first album we listened to, though I have not went back to it, I know I enjoyed it more.
Mm.
And so it's either like this, because I will say, and this is for the audience, the rest of my compatriots, right, my homies, these cats can have conversations with just Jeezy verses. Like they know enough about Jeezy where they could probably just have a full-on insider like conversation where it's just all Jeezy verses, but they're talking about their day, right? So it's very tough when you're like don't really care about Jeezy because he just doesn't. There's certain artists that just don't appeal to you. This album was very much that, which is crazy because I know that the last album, Trapper Died, I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I just haven't went back to it. But this album, either because it's just like you get a week to digest and it's also an hour and 24 minutes. So when you're really listening through for an hour and 24 minutes, it might just, if you don't like something and it goes on for too long, you start to dislike it. And that might have been what happened with me.
Plus, I mean, to be fair, there's a particular feel for this album that isn't necessarily like Trapper Die, or not Trapper Die, TM 101, or like even Inspiration had a different kind of feel to it too, where this is like more of a, like a lot of the songs feel somewhat older, I guess, like a I don't know what era that is, but like, I don't know, I can't think of it, but like there's I get it, I see what you're talking about. Like, and if this isn't hitting for you and you don't like Jeezy, then this isn't gonna hit for you. But if you like Jeezy, you're gonna follow him along. Like, he changes up his instrumentals a little bit here on this tape, and then it's gonna be a different feel for
He
you.
only had
So
like
I feel that.
a handful of producers on this. It wasn't like he had like every single song had a different producer. So it was like, it definitely was concise. And I will say that like the more I listen to Jeezy, the more I'm like, I can definitely like what Fullo said, you can respect what he is. Like, and it's also crazy because since I wasn't following Jeezy, because I never like enjoyed his music, it's one of those things where you can like look on it, especially like as you're like more you're grown, you listen to a lot more stuff from all different like venues, and you kind of can look back and be like, oh, Jeezy like really was deserved to be in that like that limelight, that respect. Just because I might not mess with him does not mean that we should take away from who he is. And that is something I think I could tell from this album for sure, was that I might not be vibing with it, and maybe it'll take longer down the road for me to actually, like, give me a couple months to really, like, sit there and, like, marinate over it. But, like, shout out to him. Like, it is, it's one of those, Jeezy's one of those guys where it's like, if you like what he's about, you're going to love it. Same with Wiz Khalifa, or, like, even Snoop Dogg. Like, like, Snoop Dogg has a very specific mannerisms that if you're not down with, you're not gonna be, it's like West Coast versus East Coast. Some people like East Coast, some people like West Coast. Some people like the dirty South. But anyways, that's it. That's all I gotta say on it.
So
I'm going Pat the Band.
side question: if you could choose like a area that you like the rap music, like Atlanta or New York, Houston, or West Coast, what style would you say you are
I like the
perfect?
South. The South is crazy, and I mean, and I know that Jeezy's from it, but like I think maybe because of like the trap style and like the trap beats kind of don't really hit for me. Because like I always liked Outkast for the fact that like they would have
With the South and they're like, man, I don't know what trap beats hitting me, but I like the South.
no, I mean, but there's cats that exist in those realms. Like I always loved Outkast because they're kind of just wild and out there, and I've always enjoyed like the way that they make a song kind of thing. Because with Big Boy kind of being able to like center themselves. And with Andre kind of just being like, what if we just put some violins out in the background for no reason? It's like, oh, this is kind of like, and it's always interesting. Like, if you go from like their album to album, it's like, for me, it's like, I can pick an album of theirs and be like, I want to hear this specific variation of Outkast, right? From their Equimini to Stankonia to Roses versus Roses and Love Below. Whereas with like, for Jeezy, there's so much ad libs. I think that's the thing that kicks me, especially with this album. And we'll get into the negatives and all that stuff, but like, there's
That's
only
the
so much,
best.
yeah, haha. And then I do respect.
That's the
Gotta
best
put some what?
part, especially when when he when it's like an inclusion of what he just said, the 16 he just made.
Yeah.
There's like inclusion, but like Rob Who take what and then come through with the app. Hello, like like come on now. Yeah.
Well, I'll say it like this, right? A lot of rappers could not do what Jeezy does, especially with his own I'm gonna call them Jeezyisms for short. Like when he goes and says a
Yeah.
hard line, and then he already goes and responds to himself, going like, "Damn!" Right? Most rappers that might be kind of corny, but for Jeezy, it's like, I respect it. he knows he's his best critique. he's fucking telling everyone exactly when you should respond to what he's saying, which I fuck with. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but yeah, like style wise, there's a lot of beats that just kind of I, I think I can't see what you guys see in it, if that's the best way to
Hold on,
put it.
hold on. Run that back, run that back. There's a lot of music that do what?
They just mess with it, basically.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, that's
No,
fair. Like I said,
Hey,
no, it's not. No.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
go with you.
if you don't
Stop it.
like a beat, you don't like a beat. That's fine.
Nah, no. Here's the deal. You cannot like a beat. I'll even give you. You don't. If some people don't like a certain producer, so it doesn't matter the beat. It's just like you can tell a certain producer, like Metro Boomin's productions. You can hear it.
no,
Alchemist, you can hear it.
this is
I don't know if you can
no, this
like
is
if you really know Drummer Boy, you can hear Drummer
Oh
Boy.
yeah, no,
But
you can hear Drummer Boy.
you can hear
these
what
beats,
you
but
can
these beats are
hear,
mad different.
you can
These
hear
beats are
Shawty
mad
Red
different.
too.
You said
You
what?
can hear Shawty Red too.
Factual. But like these beats are like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that
I
thing.
feel
Because
you.
like when I listen, there are definitely some
Bro,
songs up here where it's just
I'm,
don't you know and Circulate sound
that's
completely different.
true, but Amazing and Hustler's Ambition both basically sound the same. I love both of them,
I'm
but
pretty
they
sure they're
both
both Drummer
Really
Boy.
was produced by Don Cannon, wasn't it?
Don
Tom
Cannon
Cannon.
was Circulate.
Yeah. So like how many different producers are on this? Because there is Drummer Boy, there is
There's
Cannon.
Drummer Boy, Shawty Red, Don Cannon, The Incredibles, Justice League,
and
and I think Timbaland was on the other one. So actually, no, Timbaland's not on this at all. That was Inspiration.
Thank God.
Yo, 3 a.m. is fire. What are you talking about? 3 a.m. is
Thank
fire.
God. That's what I said.
I can't think of who else on there, but
uh,
there's a handful of.
I got it. DJ Tune,
Oh,
DJ
DJ
Squeak.
Two. Yeah.
You can hear Midnight Black too. Looking at those.
Wait. My argument wasn't that you
Uh,
can't tell the producers. I'm just saying like this has enough variety where it's like the theme. I feel like you don't like the theme because the theme is a lot of the beats are very aggressive. A lot
oh
of boom back,
no,
a lot of boom, a lot of bass, a lot of like very aggressive. Like not a lot of these beats are just like traditional like regular hip hop. This is like about back when the South was like dominating. So you're gonna hear like a lot of bass. You're gonna hear a lot of like aggressive music. But I don't know, man. No, but maybe it's because of how I feel about the South. Maybe it's because of how I feel about
You
the
know what?
South.
I
But
will say this could be one of those albums where if you don't have the right sound system for it, because I will say that I listen to it. I always try to go and like listen in different areas. Like one in my car. Like I try to do one like listen through while I'm driving. One when I'm working out, so I have like the crappy earbuds in, and then another when I'm like sitting at my computer where I have like my actual sound system. And like depending on which area I'm at, the actual like depth of sound, which is obvious, but you know I think that's good for everyone to notice. Like depending on where you're at, the production might change based off of like if your speakers suck or if they're good, you know, because certain sounds won't come through.
While I
Yeah.
feel you, let's get into this in review,
Yeah,
man.
I
we're basically doing
I,
the review.
I agree with that because when I was listening to, I got some new headphones and them junks will shake on your head. Them junks will shake. And when I was with that, I had glasses shaking, so I was like,
There was like Hustler's Ambition and Amazing that had like a really heavy like bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's the second best Hustler's Ambition ever made.
Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about what we liked about the album.
well, shit. I think we passed that. Just give start with you. Give us your
All right,
your.
Highlights.
all right, so I'll go and say that like there wasn't many highlights, and I'm not sure if it was because when I listened to it straight up, I might have just not liked the first half of the album. But then Hustler's Ambition's in there, and I did like I like re-listened to Amazing and Hustler's Ambition. Those stick out. I like Circulate. Cannon, the way he produced it.
Yeah.
Jeezy on like
Cannon.
I don't know, like what's up?
Cannon.
There's something about like it might be just because I prefer Jeezy's voice on certain beats versus others, and I think that Jeezy really like for me felt like you know what was it? What's the word? What's the term for like a glove? Like fit like snuggle like a glove or something?
Yeah.
But I can't believe I can't remember it. But anyways, I think like him on like some like old almost like chill Motown kind of like I don't know like funky bass. He kind of smooths into it like he's like about to go and do like a show or something. Like I don't know. I wish I could describe it. Wait, what?
Can't no
But yeah, so like I think those. But you know, I definitely like Circulate was one that like I added to my list just because of the fact that when it came out, especially because it's like the 10th song, it like right in the middle, it just changes the flow for me. I'm like, oh shit, okay. But those are like my three. Yeah, I'm gonna say those are my three that I'm gonna talk. Like I actually started to like really mess with. But I will say Circulate really was the one that made it, and then the other two are kind of just things that I was like, especially because like right one after the other, they kind of just like stick a little bit more. But they're not really. I wasn't really like vibing with this album, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to Fullo. Go ahead and go ahead and renounce my sins.
So I'm just gonna keep it short. One for time, but two, I have too many highlights. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna say top three for me are gonna be Circulate's number one, Don't Do It, and Crazy World. Crazy World for me has like one of the like best like one of the best opening bars that like it sets the tone for the song where it's just like that shit is fire. It's one of my favorite openings of all time. Circulate is one of my favorite just songs in general. Like for me, it's like a top 10 song of all time because it's like there are certain times we have an artist make a song and you're like, yeah, nobody else can make this song. No one else could make Circulate the way it sounds, what he's rapping about. Like it's just the whole song is
Yeah,
quotable.
nah.
The whole song is nothing but quotables for you. Just like I'm sitting here standing in this empty safe, like what the fuck I'm gonna do with all this empty space? It's just like God damn.
Circulate is a
But
standout because it's a very unique sounding one on this album too. It's like it kind of
factual.
stands.
And then lastly, Don't You Know is just like I can't even really get into it, bro. But this shit's just fine. I'm not even gonna. This album is legendary, but the shit for me, Don't You Know, is just like automatic fire. And I'm actually gonna switch up a little bit. One for time's sake, I only have like two or three lowlights. It's realized today it's Taking It There by Trey Songz with featuring Trey Songz. Absolutely don't like that one. And if I had to choose, I don't go back and listen to everything a lot. Like I don't listen to everything a lot. And then that's probably it. Everything else is pretty fucking hard. I don't listen to My President a lot because they played it the fuck out when it came out. However, when you go back and listen to it, you're just like, this shit crazy. This shit's equally crazy. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Woo.
Ooh. But nah, I mean, for me, everything but probably like one or two songs I look like. I see what you're saying, Justin, because now looking at it from your point of view, it does kind of start off a little. If you don't really care for Jeezy, it does kind of start off a little rough because once you get to Amazing and Hustler's Ambition, that just go crazy. Um, but I got Amazing Hustler's Ambition. Don't you know? Circulate. And from the deluxe, because I definitely dug into the deluxe and I had a couple extra songs.
Bonus track.
Done It and Showtime, which doesn't show up on nothing, but when it first dropped. Somehow it dropped around the same time. I just threw that on the end of it. So Showtime during that time. Y'all got a chance, check it out. Straight fire. But I mean, this junk, he was cooking from the intro to the outro to the deluxes. Yeah.
Side
I can
note, I want to say this real fast. Maybe it's because I'm a Jeezy fan. I don't know what it is, but like the shit takes off for me on Welcome Back. Like the album just takes off on Welcome Back, and we never slow down. Where he's just like, as soon as he hits the part where he's like, guess what? I don't give a fuck. Like Jesus, not even it's not even a bar. It's not even part of your verse. It's just he's just saying this shit. But it works, man. It just fucking works. So for me, as soon as I hear Welcome, every time I go back and listen to this album, it's almost a playthrough. It's and not a lot of albums are playthroughs where it's just like press play, put the phone down. I don't even need to pick it back up because it just goes. Welcome back. By the way, crazy world, and it's just like it's too much. Pause. But go ahead, Chad.
There's back like when I listened to this, there was only like one skit, like, and I was like in the beginning where it was just like the intro where like they talk for like a second, and then it's just all business for like the whole album.
Yep. I think this is around the time that they stopped doing skits as much on the albums like that. Because I think
Thank God.
there's because like if you listen, because even the album we did last week, jam packed with skits. That's like typical older rap stuff where they have all these random skits in there. I mean, not everybody, but like a lot. That was relatively more common before
T.I.
songs
versus
came out. Yeah, yeah. But so yeah, highlights for me. I'm gonna leave off Put On. I'm not gonna list that as my one of my highlights just because it's. I mean, you know, I try to avoid the mainstream singles that everybody loves kind of
Okay.
deals. But like By the Way, I put that out there. Who that like Shawty Red kind of goes crazy on that track. Taking It There is actually one of my favorites. I do like Jeezy's flow on there. I do like Trey Songz's little addition. uh, Get a Lot and
These are songs wait. I'm not even going at you. These are songs I've never heard anybody be like, I love Recession because
and I'll say, but who that was fire back in the day though.
huh?
I feel like people were bumping Who That all the time.
Wait till we get to the low lights.
And now Hustler's Ambition is definitely like probably maybe my favorite one up here.
I
Maybe.
know, red flag, but not actually against you. I don't know why, man. I just can't. I've never been able to really get into Hustle's Ambition only because it's the name, bro. It's the name. It just I think back to 50s and 50s Hustle Ambition is like that shit is like imprinted on my brain. That's like one of my favorite fucking songs of all time. And so whenever I see Hustle's Ambition up here, I'm always just like, it'll never compare to the original Skip.
I will say, I mean, Drummer Boy is one of my favorite producers from this time period. Anyway,
You always have mentioned Drummer Boy. I've never, wait, and I've never understood why. I'm talking about like I remember back in like college, you would still bring up Drake, like, hey man, you niggas the Drummer Boy dropping a new project. I'm like, what the fuck?
Drummer Boy's always been a personal favorite. Like I feel like almost every time I hear one of his beats, I'm like, oh, I don't know what it is. Something about the synth tones he usually puts on and stuff like that. I don't know. Something about what he does with his beats always resonates with me.
Respect.
80%, 80 to 90% of the time.
That's me. That's me and Uncle Al.
Yeah.
That's me and Uncle Al. Also, shout out to Alchemist for he's gonna be producing Erykah Badu's next album. Shout out to Alchemist. Uncle Al.
That's cool. That's cool. That's
But
actually really cool.
40. What's your low lights?
So
Everything.
it's not like as bad as y'all might think. There wasn't really like lowlights because I could just definitely could tell them like, oh, here's my bias. Like I wasn't really fucking with Jay-Z like that. And there's like it's just one of those things where sometimes an artist just doesn't like hit you the same way that you would, everyone else might like it. But I didn't really like Vacation. I didn't Vacation. The problem was is that it gets stuck in my head, and since I'm not really like a fan
I
of
need
it,
a
it's just hearing
vacation.
Jeezy go. And I need, like just you hear the Vacation, you're like fuck, because now you're like you don't want to go to work, you don't want to do things, and it just stays in your mind the whole time. So I didn't like it for that reason. But like that's like
Man, that's
not
like
really
that.
like a dislike.
I said I'm stressed out, so tired. My days so long. I said,
Come on
I
now, who are you talking
got
about?
to move on. I need a vacation.
I'm going to the
Bruh,
ghetto West Greta.
man, hey, I heard that.
Get
Hey,
the yellow
hey,
paper.
as soon as I clocked out, I went on PTO. Woo,
I need a
got to
vacation.
move on.
Shit, crazy.
What?
Wait.
But
Hold on.
hey,
I want to jump in real fast. I want to say because I'm not judging you about this album because I feel like I understand like kind of how they already said it. I understand. It's not like Jesus an acquired taste, but I can understand if people are like, especially if you haven't listened to him before. Listen to him in 2025. You listen to a different era. You listen to like different productions, all types of stuff. I will say this is like. I'm gonna say this at the end too. This is amazing that somebody was able to put together this many songs during that time period, especially in 2008, where it was pretty much solidified who like the best rappers were, and blah 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 blah. And Jeezy was Jeezy was dropping more often than a lot of the better rappers, not better rappers, a lot of like the mainstream rappers. He was dropping like fire like every year or so. Like it was kind of wild. But go ahead, my bad.
but yeah, no, I think that's I'm actually curious as to the other 2008 rappers. Actually, as soon as I typed in 2008 rappers, like Jay-Z, Kanye, Busta, 50,
Oh yeah.
Andre,
Yeah.
randomly
That's a
Jizzes,
good
Tyler,
one.
the
Stop.
Creator
Who the
came out.
hell
I think that
said
was when he
Andre?
did Unfeatured. What?
Wait. Who the hell said Andre in 2008?
Hey, I did.
Mind you,
Why
this is
did
a man.
they? Why did
This is
they
a man
Travis
who's only
Scott?
dropped one solo album.
He had features though. Yeah, he was going crazy on the
The
feature.
features,
Uh,
yeah, it was featured.
All right,
yeah.
we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this.
Anyways,
I was
yeah,
like
but
crazy, but he
that's
did have a
I
couple.
mean, I don't
He did
really
have a
have
couple
like, as I
sleeper
said, I
hits.
don't have many. I think Vacation was it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off. Go ahead, Fuller.
You
Me?
basically
Oh,
already gave
low
his low
lights.
lights.
I already said my low lights, but I want to circle back around and say everything is really trash. And not trash, but it's like everything is really mid. And then taking it there, I told the boys earlier. I had never really listened to this song before because I feel like in my mind I knew that Trey Songz Jeezy feature probably not gonna go well, and it didn't go well. So absolutely not.
I disagree.
And
Respect.
I will say this: I
So
understand why someone wouldn't like Amazing. I like Amazing. I understand why someone wouldn't. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, uh,
Woo!
outside of what they want, I don't really care for what they want. I feel like, and I felt like this for a while. I guess growing up, and I felt like he used the weaker songs as singles. Um,
Yeah,
I- Vacation had to grow into me.
yeah.
Um, Put on had to grow into me. I really wasn't a fan of Crazy World until when we leave Wednesday until Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say because before we left, didn't you say you hated this song?
Yeah, I say I hated it, but I was quoting it all that morning, so I was like, so,
how do you feel about Kanye's verse?
I wasn't a big fan of My President because when they played it out, and if it wasn't so impactful for the time of what was going on, I probably would be
They
like,
want that young shit, that dumb shit, that where you're from shit, that ride around the city all day with your gun shit. Yo, that shit
all I
was
got from my name is
wild.
2 bricks and what felony. You going back to jail? That's what my conscience keep on telling me.
Shit was wild.
Yeah, so I mean, outside of that, like this is, I just was.
Also, shout out to him for being like a social critic where he's just like, all they want to hear me talk about is guns, money, and drugs. And I'm gonna give you niggas like 15 songs on SoundCloud. Just straight up, I'm gonna give y'all like just a hard 15 songs. It's like shit. Let's do it.
So
Now,
yeah, that's what I got for y'all. What they want, and the fact that
I'll be honest
you know,
with you, man. After thinking about it, after what I just said, what they want is kind of like he has some social critique. Is Jeezy a conscious rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Is Jeezy a conscious rapper?
but yeah, go ahead, Shannon.
This isn't necessarily a low light, but I feel like
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I
I
don't like this.
feel like don't you know low key
Tripping!
feels
I
like
knew he was gonna.
no
I
no
knew
no no
he tripping.
this
I
isn't a
knew
low
you were gonna
light.
say that
This
shit.
isn't a low light. It feels like it was left over from the inspiration, and he kind of put it on this album. Like it feels like it should have gone on the inspiration. If you listen to just like the production value, like tracks, which I mean, it might just be that's the way Midnight Black produces his songs, but like it feels like it should have been on the inspiration rather than this. Um, but like it's not necessarily low light. I have it as one of my favorite songs. It's got a star beside it on my Apple Music, so I like the song a lot. And so if I got a nitpick, because I don't have a whole lot of low lights, if I had to nitpick, I'd say that's something that felt like a leftover track. Um, Everything like you said, I don't care for Boozy in much in general, so there's not much I look forward to on that
We
song.
need to
Anthony Hamilton's good.
eventually. We need to just have like a hip hop trend or just trends in music in general. Just hour long discussion for one of these lives where we talk about like some shit is overrated, some shit is underrated. Boosie kind of overrated, but we'll talk about that later. You like the way niggas be reacting to Boosie is insane to me.
Yeah,
Like the way, like the cachet that he has over like
I mean,
black people,
it,
black millennials specifically, is insane to me.
during that period, he had a little run. So I mean, for our sake to kind of put this in comparison, it's like why do niggas like Rick Ross? So
ugh.
I kind of put it on that level.
Ugh.
To this
Or
day,
should I say,
wait, what's that shit? The world may never know.
Yeah, I kind of
It's
put that
like,
all on the same because they do got some fire hits and they do got some club bangers, especially Boozy. Boozy,
gas tank on E, but all drinks on me is the only Boozy line I can think of that.
two red balls kissing in the back seat. Like, come on now. So
Hey, two trailer park girls go round me outside, round me outside, round me outside. But no,
you know, I like to scramble mine Waffle House style.
but
You leave him
besides
sunny
that,
side up, let him chill for a while. Yo,
oh,
this nigga was fast on this
I done it.
goddamn
I
thing.
did it. I lived it,
but
and I'm delivering it
anyway,
myself.
besides that,
Make a house visit. This shit is insane. Like, I'm sorry, like I keep cutting y'all off. This shit is insane, bro. Like, this project is top to bottom insane. But go ahead, go
And
ahead.
the
Go
government throw more girls in the letter C. I guess that's Mr. Maximum.
ahead.
let's
Once
say,
again, social commentary. Jeezy might be a conscious rapper, man. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like it's him versus Kendrick now. On my list, it's just him versus like, who's actually better for the black community. It's like let's do it. But nah, man. So Cheddar, that's your low lights.
no, I ain't done yet, man. Damn.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. It better be
Hey, well, come here.
to quote Sue Surf. It better be. It's
um,
like, it's
but
true.
no, other than that, I'd say Crazy World and Vacation both have like a lower quality, like sound quality to them.
This,
Uh,
all right.
I wouldn't say like necessarily the song, but like they sound like they're ripped from something, and like mixing wise, it sounds like they were mixed the same way as everything else up here. Um, but yeah, other than that, now I'm done. Oh no! And I say my president is black. I don't care too much for that song now, just because it's relatively dated. Like I mean, it's somewhat dated. It feels like a gimmick, like what's it? A gimmick, like a gimmick song that they kind of put up just at the time to kind of capitalize on the whole thing. Because apparently they recorded it the night of the election. Which this is what I was telling Moo beforehand. Because I thought when he says at the beginning of the song, "This is the realest shit I never wrote." I thought he meant somebody else wrote the song for him, and that. He was just, read some lyrics. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, some presidential stuff. Maybe he doesn't know much about presidential stuff. Maybe
Oh,
Nas wrote it for him.
wait. You thought he was making editorial notes on the song?
I thought he said, hey, just look, guys, I didn't write this song, but just to let you know, it's some real stuff about politics. I didn't really write it, but here we go. That's what I thought the notion was. I didn't realize he went to the booth and like freestyled it. Because apparently they dropped it on like election night, like Obama won, and they're like, "Hey, let's go to the studio now. Let's go make this song real quick." And they recorded it like that night, and it's like a freestyle. Most of the verses are like a freestyle. That's why it's like it's the real shit I never wrote because he didn't write it down. He stopped in the booth and recorded it, which I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that." Something I learned today. But still, besides that, like I was bumping it hard at the time, but I just don't care too much to listen to it now. Like I usually skip it if it ever comes on shuffle, just because it feels dated. Just
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about President Obama and all that stuff. And plus, at the time, you know what I'm saying? With the president we have now, I mean, whoever the president is now, whether it's, Trump, Putin, whoever you want to say the president is now, it makes me sad to think about happier times. But anyway, those are my low lights. But so I guess what would you give this album overall? 40?
My
Um,
grandma first.
I'm just gonna give it a C, man. Like,
While I'm in the refrigerator. Search it
I think I was pretty. I don't need to.
right next to the mashed potatoes.
That's fair.
But I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna pass it off. I have already talked about my own stuff,
Right.
so let me pull up. Go ahead, brother.
10 out of 10, A plus plus, no modifier needed, but this is a classic. This is like this is why he's like in my top 5 all time. Like this is part of the reason why. One is the longevity and the quality of music he put out for about 10 years when he first started with like Trap or Die. But like just actually starting with like Can't Ban the Snowman, whatever. But it's just like this felt like to me going back and looking at his discography. This felt to me like a victory lap. I wouldn't even say this is like the best Jeezy. This is probably like my favorite Jeezy album, but this isn't even like the best Jeezy. I feel like Trapper Dot 2 is like peak Jeezy, but like, or Can't Ban the Snowman. But it's just like, this felt like a victory lap. This felt like when LeBron went back to Cleveland, he won again. It was like, you already the best. He's like, yeah, but like, I can still do more. And that's what this felt like. This felt like, yeah, but you're already killing it. We already know that nobody can make the music like you, Jeezy. He's like, yeah, but what if I did it again? And at a higher level. And this shit was fire, man. This is a classic to me. And 10 out of 10. Don't get no better. I can't even really dock you for the Trey Songz feature. That's how you know this shit is crazy. Because I'll dock pretty much anything for a Trey. I'll dock Trey Songz' albums for a Trey Songz feature. but this shit right here, it's crazy. But go ahead. Woo. It's on you.
A plus is one of my top 5 albums, so A plus. A plus, what is superior, all types of shit. This is my favorite Jeezy album.
Word.
I mean, favorite piece of Jeezy work.
Word?
Yeah.
You niggas gotta stop disrespecting Trapper Dot 2. We're gonna talk about that later.
I mean, Trapper Die 2 barely top 5.
Oh my god, that's a conversation for another day.
I'm talking.
I'm not doing this right now.
I'm talking about just for Jeezy. But yeah. I mean, shoot, it hit from the top to the bottom.
Pause.
Shoot. Ain't no pause. Call Tommy. Yeah.
I'd probably give it a
Be my
no. No, it's either an A or an A plus.
You think about that Trey Songz feature, aren't you?
Which I actually like, which I did actually like. So no.
Hey, Cheddar's like, I like it, but it does have Trey Songz on it. It does have Trey Songz.
No, actually, no. I'll probably go ahead and give it an A plus. Yeah, I say I give it an A plus. But like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favorite. If you're talking about just specifically albums, I would have said if you'd asked me out of the blue, I probably would have said The Inspiration is my top Jeezy album. But looking at these tracks, it's got to be 103. 103 is probably my
bro.
favorite
I'm
Jeezy album.
telling
What
you, yo,
is going
Probably
on?
got to be
What
103.
is going on?
telling you, bro.
Y'all
103 and 5.
tripping.
Yeah, 103 Jeezy really, really. Don't get me wrong. There might be some standouts from these other albums that are better than maybe most of these albums on here. But like, I don't know. Most of these songs, there's something about 103 that I like a
Oh,
lot. Yeah.
oh, it's because
I do.
Ti
I
on it. Ti is
do.
in there. That's why.
You know, I'm looking. Wait.
Get the better version of everything.
I'm looking at the track list for 103.
Higher
And while
learning,
I
ballin',
definitely
lose my
wouldn't
mind.
say, it's better. The shit was kind of wild. It was also crazy. But now go ahead.
Yeah.
Woo.
Brings out.
Hey, I about to say it's back on Cheddar, bro. It's his week. We was while we was on vacation, we was
I don't
talking.
think it's Cheddar. I don't think it's Cheddar's week, man.
It
Oh
is.
yeah.
It's
No, wait, Fullo. Have you done? You didn't get pick yet?
yeah,
I did a schoolboy Q last 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Blue Lips.
But
I did.
yeah,
I did Luda.
If you haven't seen it,
that's
go
right.
check it
That's
out.
right.
If you haven't seen it, it's like
Hey, so
That's right.
uh, we doing underrated rappers this round. I mean
okay,
oh,
Oh
okay.
shit.
Underrated rappers,
no
word.
underrated albums.
Underrated.
No,
Okay.
rappers.
Oh,
I thought it was rappers.
Oh, we can do rappers.
Yeah,
We can do rappers.
yeah.
Hmm.
Or artists.
Yeah,
Artists in
Yeah,
general. We
let's
gotta
just
do
do
rappers.
artists in
Artists in
general. Let's
general.
do artists in
music.
general. Huh.
Um.
Okay.
what is up?
Yeah. Damn.
Can you
I
define
forgot to look at this a little bit
underrated
more.
though?
I had my
Under.
artist
Wait,
pick. I wasn't sure which
hold
album
on,
to
hold on,
pick.
hold on, hold on. Before he needs a definition, I would say underrated is people know about them, people listen to them, but people don't give it the credit that's probably due.
So like
And
your
I'd say
artist favorite artist kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Okay.
honestly, I'd say it's relatively subjective too, because you could maybe make an argument for saying Jeezy's underrated, even though we think he's like we personally think Jeezy's amazing, but we can make an argument saying Jeezy's underrated.
Well, I
You know
would
what I'm
say,
saying?
hold on. I would say you can't be underrated if you, because like while he might be underrated as far as like not being on like the pantheon where I would put him, this nigga sold millions of records. It's just like this nigga sold millions upon millions of records. So it's like
So
I would say underrated. To be underrated, I feel like you also gotta be
so
underappreciated. It's just like yeah, you
so
do well, but you're not popping.
so I guess let's sprinkle in no Grammys, no platinum plaques.
Okay.
Yeah, like for
Mm.
me, if I wouldn't, I'm not gonna do a Jada album because, in my opinion, I don't feel like Jada makes good albums. But I don't feel like Jadakiss makes good albums. No shade, but I could say Jadakiss is an underrated artist because like he's not even from New York, but he a New York rapper. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Let's do it. So
Ooh.
Okay.
nah, man.
But
Cheddar,
but
you got some people on your mind. You got some people on your
I
mind.
had an artist pick. I meant to kind of do a little bit of stuff to figure out which album I wanted of his to do. Um, but I had someone picked, and I'll tell you, he is the best thing coming out of the loo. No need for a band-aid or anything like that. But next week, this upcoming week, I'm bringing to the table my boy Smino and the album I'm presenting.
Wait. Before you tell us the album, Cheddar, please don't fuck this up.
I know, but the thing is,
Fuck
it was a hard choice. It was a really hard choice. I decided to go with the first Smino album. The first Smino album I really started messing with. I know. I know you probably wanted like Love for Rent or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, I would have also taken Noir.
Don't
But
get me wrong. It was hard. It was very hard for me to pick. I've been thinking about this ever since I brought this up. Was like maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I've been trying to figure out which Smino album I wanted to do. I've been going back and forth because in my opinion, Smino's got nothing but classics. But I decided to bring Noir.
fuck, man, damn. Wait. As soon as you said as soon as you said Lou, also you're running out of people not named Smino to go through. Because I know your general artist repertoire, and I'm just like, he's gonna get this Smino, especially since you got Toby Lou, he's gonna get this Smino
Yeah.
eventually. I knew he was gonna choose not the wrong album, but like I really fuck with Love for
Yeah,
Rent. But
which
whatever.
is fair. Love for
Doing
Rent is
Noir.
fire, and even maybe Noir.
Okay.
Even maybe in
Which one
Nirvana
are we
is
on?
fire too. Like literally everything he's dropped. In my opinion, is fire.
Shut up.
Murphy Lee,
Shut up.
Murph
Wait.
Surf,
Are we doing Black Swan or Noir?
Noir.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's so happy. Like, thank
I mean,
God.
it was a toss up. It was a toss up. Don't get me wrong. Murphy Lee's the best thing coming out of the St. Lunatics, but
all right. Hey, Kobe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
Knowing how Jeezy.
name three. Name three Murphy Lee songs.
Shake a tail feather.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed.
That's all I got for you. No Diddy though. But no. It was really hard pick, man. I was going back and forth between all four of these Smino albums, man. Maybe Nirvana, Love for Rent, Noir, Black Swan. I was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, I settled on Noir. That's the album that made me a Smino fan.
What the hook gonna be? See, I don't need no fucking hook on this beat. Hey, wait. Like,
Since I have no idea who Smino is, right?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to like Obama's first term as president, on a happiness meter, right? How happy
Okay,
is the
he's not particularly like a happy dude.
No. It's not the type of rapper.
Okay, it's not.
Yeah, he's
It's not gonna
off
be
my
Kyle
usual like
45.
happy rapper category or whatever.
Nah, Smino.
He's straight
Smino's just
vibes.
like
He's
so. If you
straight
don't know
vibes.
nothing about Smino, Smino is like he actually fits underrated very very well. Smino's probably top 5 rappers out right now, and he's probably been top 5 rapper for like the past 5 years. But he's very like Smino's kind of drops like when he drops. It's like the people who know they're gonna listen to it, but it's not gonna sell like it's not gonna sell millions of records. It's not gonna be all over blah 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 blah. He's gonna have a song or two every time he drops an album. One or two of his songs go viral, but like yeah, it's like Smino's he's like supremely talented.
Like you may have heard Anita, you may have heard Clink, you may have heard actually there's
Clink,
never mind.
clink, clink. Yes.
You may have
But
heard
nah,
Netflix
man.
and Duce. Maybe. I don't know.
Nah, there's no way in the fuck Justin heard Netflix and Tuesday. No way.
Tune in
But
next
like I
time
said,
and
like it's
answer my
not my usual
question.
happy rapper type of thing, but this is Smino's straight vibes. Prepare for a chill week, man.
Also,
Prepare for a
I
chill
want
week.
to go ahead. I want to go ahead and shoot a 3 real fast and say that next week Will's gonna call this album boring, and he's gonna say it put me to sleep. I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. Matter of fact, he's also gonna make a joke or a pun about how this shit's called noir. It's just like
Man,
it's out there like
he's
it's
like
weird. Yo, how we hold on as a group? How we feel about chill music? Because
Chili's?
I feel like the chill albums that we've given
I want those baby back, baby.
no
I
chill music. I feel like
don't
we've given Wu several like chill albums, and he always is like, "Put me to sleep." Put me to sleep.
That's
So Wu, what's a good?
that's not true because all this black R&B love music we've been listening to, those are chill.
Yeah,
But wait, hold on.
Erykah Badu album was chill as fuck.
Have you
Look,
ever gone to sleep to them before?
yes,
I rest
I
my
couldn't. Hey, I couldn't go to
I
the
rest my
Jeezy
case,
album.
Your Honor.
I couldn't go to sleep to this Jeezy album. That's probably I should have put that as my downside. That joint just stayed banging the whole time.
I remember there was a point in time where it was like a good month or 2 months where like my gym warm up song was circulating. It was just like it's talking about money and trapping. Hey, cooking dough. Let's go. Shit.
I also got a request from my mama because you know my mama she watched this show. She said full of stop saying fuck so much.
I don't, but Mama, I don't say that much. Nah, man,
Tune in
we'll
next
bring
week
some in.
because we don't swear at all. Promise. No swear words will be said next week.
Even though we're trying to outshine me.
Hey, but check
Outshine me.
some happy underrated music for next week. And
It's
You know,
not
I'm
happy
thinking
music.
maybe I should have maybe Nirvana, man. Plus a shorter album. But you know what? I'm sticking with my pick. I'm staying on business. Noir it is, bro.
Wait,
That show
what
ended.
was the other one? What
Maybe
was the other
Nirvana.
one?
The most recent one he's done. Because it's a little
Oh,
bit shorter. It's like 10 tracks. Straight
okay.
fire. But you know what? I'm staying on business, man. It's nothing but straight vibes for y'all boys, man.
Got it.
Oh,
Got my
you could
artist.
have given us a
Got my
30-minute
artist. Got
album.
my
Come
hold
on,
on. Cheddar,
man.
you just help me out. I got my artist. I know exactly what I'm going to choose as underrated. I've been waiting to do this album for a minute too. All right, bet.
hey,
We're
All
doing.
right.
we
So spoiler alert, we're doing Ja Rule. No,
hey,
man. It's just like we're doing Ja Rule.
while we was in Vegas, we also met the baby.
Okay.
Yeah, and
It's probably
try
a story behind this.
to put a card in his little joint right there, his pocket.
Oh,
Walked
oh yeah.
walked up.
You know those cards they hand around on Vegas?
Yeah.
Those Pokemon trading cards?
Yeah, don't put him on, bruh.
Still one in his pocket.
How much would he have?
This is at once enticing and also
Uh,
terrifying.
I have all the cards.
Nah, man, we'll bring
Here's
this
my
home, big
cards.
dog.
All right, y'all be